the volume, but there's another indicator I use. This is an indicator to help me with tops. So help me identify where we might get a significant pullback. And it's a simple indicator. It's called the RSI, Relative Strength Index. And it kind of tells us if something's overbought or oversold in a particular coin. So even here, now remember the initial part where I showed you the 500%. You can see now, when you zoom out, it's barely noticeable. But that's where, like I said, a lot of the multiples are to be had. And to be honest, in this particular coin, if you did hold long term, it's here early where you'd have made life-changing money. Not actually in the third wave where it looks like a lot, but you may have only doubled your money or something like that. It definitely wouldn't be a 5x or a 10x. Now here initially, look at the first initial moves here and look at the RSI. It goes over the top line, which means it's overbought. There's too much interest in it and it's spiked. Sorry, we were even further back here. So you can actually see it here, line up quite nicely. See that peak line up with this? So if you see the RSI going to overbought, sometimes it can reach that even before the peak. Or sometimes at the same time, you know that it's actually the market's a little bit too hot. And you can see here a smaller peak here, not very overbought, but price was kind of moving sideways. It doesn't really help that much if price is moving sideways. Generally, you want the price to be trending upwards first. But it caught another peak there, another smaller peak there, and then it was massively overbought here. So you knew that we would do potentially a big correction, and that's exactly what happened. And then it was overbought here again because it's over the top line, and so on and so forth. This is brilliant. This is one of the best ways to pick tops in meme coins. You can see there as well, overbought. And here, it was overbought, but if you held, you probably, you would have made a lot more money because it kept going up, which is why I'm saying, yes, it could have pulled down, but you can always let some of your profits run and have a kind of mental stop loss in mind as well. Again, you don't want to overcomplicate this. This is meme coins we're talking about, but this is another thing I found to be quite helpful. So those are two of probably the best indicators I use. To be honest with you, there aren't a lot you can use, like I said, with the meme coin market. Let's have a look at a couple of other charts, a couple of other coins, and let's just see how they've moved. So we'll start with a popular one first. You may have heard of on Avalanche, is Cock Inu. So let's type that one in here. Same thing here now. So I'll get on an hourly chart, remove all my drawings, scroll to the beginning. Now this is again a very rare coin because it's a coin that did way more than anybody thought it would do, and it became one of the best coins on that particular chain. But same thing, after launch, we have this pump. Sometimes it could be almost like 5 waves altogether, so 3 pumps basically, and then we get a big pullback, usually after a day or two. You can see that's classic here. And then this second wave, is a rarity, and a third wave's even rarer. Most coins are literally like that, the better coins, and then they die off, and then they never ever get back to all-time highs there. They just stay below here. They never go up again. So that's most coins. And notice here, we've got the coins here. Let me just show you the volume again. You can see volume breaking out here at the bottom. You can see that very clearly, and that's what pushed price up. If volume doesn't break out and it dies off, this coin would have died with it. Simple as that. So we get that second wave there, and it's very, very strong. And to be honest, you can describe this part as a second wave, or that as a second wave, and then this as a third wave. It depends which way you want to look at it. But basically, we got to that top there, and then we've never been able to get back, even though this is like one of the best coins on the chain. It struggled to get back. Now, what do you think is going to get it back? Volume. Look at the volume come back in there, push this price up, and then we never got any follow through in volume, and now we don't have any. So basically now on an hourly basis, it's still trading a lot of volume generally compared to other random new meme coins, but it's more like 50,000, 100,000. But to move this particular market with this market cap that Cock Inu has, you need to be doing this kind of volume, like 2 million, 3 million in an hour. That's what will push. That's the problem with meme coins. This is the problem. The momentum, momentum needed once they've already pumped a lot to keep them pumping up is unbelievable amount. You need that Twitter to go from like 5,000 to like 50,000 or 100,000. You need a lot of momentum. Basically everybody in crypto land to be talking about them. That's how Bonk got so high. It's just got to a point where everybody was talking about Bonk. And then it got to those very high levels.